Hi there, Aquarius. Welcome to your mid-December 2020 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. So this is at least my third attempt, at least, to do this reading. So here I go. Oh, by the way, I'm recording this a couple of days before the solar eclipse in Sagittarius on the 14th, which is occurring in your 11th house of friendships, hopes, and wishes. So this is an area that is big for you. Not only has it been so in 2020 to some degree, you did have a lunar eclipse here in June, but in 2021 as well. And this is also your house in the universal chart. You rule this house. So that gives it even more a special emphasis in this social area, in this networking area of the collective, and also your hopes and wishes. You know, we can't neglect that. And based on people's individual charts, if this is your rising sign, this can really play into things because sometimes you might have a little bit of Aquarius in the 10th house of career as well. So that might, Sagittarius, and that might affect your career sector as well in 2021. So anyway, the heart of the matter is the Two of Swords. So what is going on in your life, Aquarius, that is making you feel like you're at a crossroads, that you have to make a decision? I noticed that there were 3 swords cards in this, and air signs are connected to swords. So it's all about the mind. It's all about, thoughts, communication, and when it comes to relationships, sometimes it can be drama in your life, or I could just say like conflict in general. But with this particular card, because it's number 2, there's a sense of duality. There's a sense of, I'm of two minds in this situation, and I don't know what to deal with. I really felt like this had something to do with relationship issues but it, not necessarily. The past position is the 5 of Cups, and this is a card of grief, mourning the loss of something, maybe neglecting to see the silver lining, turning your back on cups that are upright, and just seeing what has been the cups that have spilled over. And cups relate to water energy. Scorpio, any people, any Aquarians are dealing with Scorpios, Pisces, and Cancers. And if this is a relationship that you have had that you're wondering if you should stay with, this person, it may be very difficult for you to see eye to eye with such a person. I don't know if I think I've done a video on the relationship between Aquarius and Scorpio, but you can check my channel and just type that into my channel, because I do believe I've done that. It is difficult for any Aquarius to have relationships with water signs. I'm not saying it's impossible, and I've had people write to me and tell me that they've had long, somebody said they had a long marriage, with somebody of that other persuasion. So it can happen for sure. But the reason is because you're dealing with somebody who is very much emotionally needy if they're imbalanced, and even if they are balanced, they're just coming from their emotions. That's how they perceive things. That's how they feel out things in life. And they're not wrong for that. And neither are you wrong for trying to rely on your intellect, on logic, on analyzing situations. If you have problems in relationships, you'll go to therapy and talk it out and try to reason it out and figure it out. And they are, handling things differently. But neither person is necessarily wrong, but they might not be able to see the other person's point of view. And that's another thing about the Two of Swords. If you're clashing with another person, it's like you're at loggerheads and neither one of you is willing to give in. Now, the blindfold on that person indicates that there may be something that you're not allowing yourself to see about the situation. It's almost like creating a false choice when you really don't have a choice. Like, for instance, if you find out that your partner is cheating and you're saying, I wonder if I should stay with this person. Well, it's kind of a false choice because they're going outside of the relationship. And so they've kind of made their choice, even if they're still living under the same roof with you. And you're kind of in denial over how serious it is, how serious a breach it is. So, something like that. If this is a workplace situation and you didn't get the promotion or what you thought, or you got demoted, maybe you got your hours cut if you work an hourly rate or whatever, something happened, that can make a person feel like a sense of loss. And you may be deliberating, should I stay here? And it's interesting because the higher message, which is kind of the bigger picture, is the Page of Swords. And how I view this, because this is kind of the lesson to be learned, or the spiritual advice, is you have to always be aware of what is going on. Now, sometimes this guy can be paranoid. He can see things where they don't exist. Also, I think, it's funny because maybe that would be more the reversed Page of Swords, but still, even the upright, I was thinking about if you were involved with a Scorpio, they're infamous for accusing the other person of cheating and trying to manipulate them that way. And really, I shouldn't put that on Scorpio. I hope no Scorpios are watching this, because it really isn't, a Scorpio person might be suspicious, but anybody who accuses others of what they're doing, that's not necessarily associated with Scorpio. So I shouldn't say that, but I just meant that some Scorpios can be very suspicious. But when a person, whoever it is, kind of accuses you of cheating, they may be cheating, and that might be something that you did not really understand, and you were too busy trying to prove otherwise. Although I don't know how many Aquarians would do that. I don't know that Aquarians are that interested. Maybe if you have Venus in Pisces or something, I don't know. But so the kind of the moral of the story is to be aware of your surroundings. You're kind of like the absent-minded professor who is very, what's the term, like brilliant and just, looking into the future, just ahead of your time, but you might miss what's right under your nose. And so that can be what is problematic. And so then we have the card that represents what crosses you, and we have the Ace of Pentacles, and this is something to do with either a new job or a new relationship with somebody that is more of a solid relationship. And so, it could be literally with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But if it is with somebody, the bottom line is it can be somebody who is, very, very solid and very reliable type of a person, which somebody like you would appreciate, compared to the type of people that, maybe this person that you're dealing with was not like that and very chaotic. And that was part of the problem, that you never knew what they were going to do next. Also, another thing too is that if this has to do with a new job, you may be like not sure if you want to risk it, because they talk about the devil versus the devil you don't know. And that might be something that makes you reluctant to even deal with something new that might not work out either. The reason I think of it more as a personal matter than like a career reading is because the Five of Cups to me is really like feeling an emotional loss. And to me, I guess, some people might really grieve if they lose a plum assignment at work, or they get demoted or something like that. They lose hours. I suppose that can affect people emotionally, but I don't know. That was just my first feeling. So what's coming in is the Six of Swords, which is leaving behind that which is the drama, leaving the drama behind and choosing peace in your life. And, you see the person sailing away, and their number 6 relates to Venus. And Venus is about harmony. And like I said before, the swords can be about conflict. So it's about wanting to harmonize your life. And maybe somebody has brought a lot of drama to your life. And I do want to say, I always like making into love relationships, and I shouldn't do that, because this could be a friendship. This could be a platonic friend that you're just, not seeing eye to eye, and they're bringing drama into your life. So I don't want to just make it about love relationships, if it is a relationship. Also, with the Page of Swords, maybe there was a mole in the workplace that was kind of like, befriending you and making you think that they were on your side, and really they were, talking to the boss and ferreting out information. So that's another thing. I don't like to say it because it sounds really paranoid and not very trusting of other people, but I don't really understand why people, when they're in the workplace, why they get too chummy with other people, because some people are really weird, when it comes to the workplace. That they have a very survivalist mentality, where they feel like they have to keep their job at any cost. And I just noticed that when I was in the workplace, that some people just, it's like they'll do anything. They don't care who they walk over to walk on top of, to get what they want. So it doesn't make sense to be too trusting of other people, because you never know, what a person's true motives are. And besides, this is where you're going to work. And if there's a falling out for, on a personal level, then you have to see that person, just like having an affair with somebody in the office place. The outcome is the Magician card, and this is that card of being your own alchemist. Didn't I get this card for Aquarius recently? I thought I did. And this is a sense of resourcefulness. If you are leaving behind a workplace, this might be a card of starting your own business. Oh yeah, definitely with that conjunction. I haven't gotten to the end of, I'm going to be coming back next week with the end of the month, and the astrology of that time is so favorable for Aquarius, because you have both Jupiter and Saturn going into your sign. So this should be a special year for Aquarius, Sun and Rising, in terms of self-actualization. And I feel like or at least, the starting that process. I feel like the Magician is really so much about that. It's so much about maybe reinventing yourself and becoming, but especially becoming resourceful about what you can do on your own, because perhaps you've been so dependent on something external to provide for you, provide a living, provide emotional balance in your life, and you got the exact opposite. You got drama. And by co-creating your own reality on your terms, maybe that is the key to a happier future, a more stable future too. Because I see with the Ace of Pentacles, all of these things, this is potential energy. This is something that you can harness when you have made up your mind, you know, Two of Swords, made up your mind on what you're going to do. Okay, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you would like a private reading, I still have my readings on sale until it's December 17th. So as of this recording, 5 more days. My website is rainamoonastrology.com. The link is below. Take care. Bye.